Welcome back to Stoic Wisdom TV. Have you ever wondered why people seem to have a knee-jerk reaction against those who march to the beat of their own drum? It's a question that digs deep into the messy terrain of human psychology, where social dynamics often dictate who's celebrated and who's scorned. Research into group behavior shows that individuals who veer off the beaten paths, who defy societal norms, frequently become lightning rods for criticism and resentment. Enter the Sigma male, a figure who thrives on independence and self-reliance, operating outside the traditional social hierarchy. Unlike the alpha, who chases dominance, or the beta, who blends into the background, the Sigma carves his own trail. But what is it about these men that sparks such strong feelings, especially among modern women? Is it their unshakable independence, mistaken for arrogance? Or perhaps their emotional detachment, seen as a challenge to a culture obsessed with constant validation? This isn't about pointing fingers, it's about peeling back the layers of this tension. A clash between the Sigma male's unapologetic individuality and the collective expectations of today's society. As we dive into the reasons behind this friction, you'll see it's not just about the Sigma male himself, but what he represents, a bold challenge to the status quo. Let's explore why nearly all modern women, up to 97% by some accounts, feel conflicted or even hostile towards Sigma males, and why the answers might just turn your assumptions upside down. At the core of the Sigma male's identity is a fierce independence. These men live life on their own terms, guided by an inner compass rather than the applause of others. They don't seek validation through social media likes, extravagant gifts, or the endless attention many have come to expect in relationships. This self-sufficiency is a pillar of their strength, but it often rubs against the grain of societal norms, particularly in the realm of modern romance. Women today are accustomed to men who court approval, posting flashy updates, showering them with affection, or staying glued to their side. A Sigma male, however, stands apart. He doesn't need external reinforcement to feel whole, and that can come across as aloofness or even rejection to those who equate attention with love. But the resentment goes deeper than surface-level impressions. The Sigma male's independence acts like a mirror, reflecting the insecurities of those around him. In a world where validation is currency, his self-reliance forces others to confront their own dependence on external approval. For some women, this is a wake-up call, inspiring them to cultivate their own strength and autonomy. For others, it stirs triggering feelings of inadequacy or frustration when their usual cues don't land. This dynamic disrupts traditional relationship patterns, where interdependence often reigns. The Sigma isn't looking for someone to complete him. He seeks a partner who matches his independence. This leaves little room for manipulation or emotional games, which can frustrate those who rely on such tactics to steer the connection. In a society that thrives on mutual reliance, the Sigma's revolutionary stance, accusing solitude over conformity, naturally provokes resistance, much like any paradigm shift throughout history. Another hallmark of the Sigma male is his mastery of emotional self-control. He doesn't impulsively react, wear his heart on his sleeve, or let feelings cloud his judgment. Drawing from Stoic roots, this detachment is a strength, allowing him to prioritize inner peace over external drama. He sidesteps unnecessary arguments and stays level-headed through life's storms. While this composure can seem like a superpower, it often lands differently with modern women, who may be used to men who are openly expressive or quick to respond to emotional cues. To them, the Sigma's reserved nature might feel like indifference, a cold wall where warmth was expected. This misinterpretation isn't about a lack of feeling, it's about boundaries. The Sigma male guards his emotional autonomy, refusing to be swayed by guilt trips or emotional pleas, whether intentional or not. For women who lean on these tactics to navigate relationships, this can feel like hitting a brick wall. Yet the real tension lies in how this detachment challenges the traditional narrative of emotional interdependence. Society often expects men to be emotionally available, a dynamic the Sigma upends by standing firm in his principles. Some women might feel undervalued or excluded, interpreting his calm as a rejection of connection. In truth, it's a shield, protecting his authenticity. It's often misunderstood by those who see vulnerability as the cornerstone of intimacy. This clash highlights a deeper divide. The Sigma's emotional sovereignty invites admiration from some, while sparking resentment in others who crave a different dance. Society runs on a script, unspoken rules about career paths, relationships, and behavior that most people follow without question. Sigma males tear up that script. They don't chase corporate ladders for status, follow dating trends like clockwork, or bend to societal pressures. This refusal to conform marks them as outliers, and history shows that outliers often face backlash. For modern women, this nonconformity can be particularly jarring in the context of relationships. Many expect certain moves from men: grand romantic gestures, constant texting, or adherence to traditional roles. The Sigma, however, shows up authentically, without pretense or performance. While this can be a breath of fresh air, it can also feel disarming, even disruptive. This rebellion extends to modern dating culture. Sigma males don't play mind games or perform acts to impress. They value depth and substance over superficial charm. For women accustomed to the choreography of contemporary romance where every step is calculated, this can feel like a refusal to engage. But the discomfort runs deeper. The Sigma's rejection of norms challenges the entire framework of a society that prizes predictability. He questions the status quo, prompting others to examine the limits they've accepted in their own lives. For some women, this is a spark of inspiration, a call to break free. For others, it's infuriating, a mirror reflecting their own conformity. In a world that thrives on shared expectations, the Sigma's quiet defiance makes him both a mystery and a target. Sigma males are driven by a sense of purpose that transcends conventional aspiration. They prioritize personal growth and inner fulfillment over societal benchmarks or external validation. This focus makes them highly effective and self-reliant, but it can create friction, especially with modern women who might expect a more balanced priority set. For a Sigma, his mission comes first not out of selfishness, but authenticity. He's not opposed to love or connection, but those relationships must align with his greater purpose, not derail it. This commitment can be inspiring, showcasing a man who lives with intention. Yet it can also alienate those accustomed to being the center of a partner's world. When a Sigma prioritizes his goals over traditional romantic gestures like skipping a lavish date night to finish a project, it can feel like neglect or indifference to some women. But this isn't about lack of care, it's about staying true to himself. The resentment often stems from a sense of lost control. Women who rely on influencing a partner's focus might find the Sigma's resolve unyielding. He values mutual respect and independence, not dependency, which flips the script on traditional relationship dynamics. This unapologetic stance serves as a powerful reminder: fulfillment comes from within, not without. For those open to growth, it's empowering. For those tied to external validation, it's an uncomfortable truth they'd rather avoid. If there's one thing Sigma males won't compromise on, it's authenticity. They live by their principles and speak their truth, even when it's unpopular or uncomfortable. Rooted in Stoic honesty, this trait is a strength, cutting through pretense with clarity. For women who value genuine connection, this candor is refreshing, a rare break from the polished facades of modern interaction. But for others, accustomed to diplomatic exchanges, it can feel abrasive, even hostile. The Sigma doesn't sugarcoat or play along with emotional manipulation. He calls things as they are, not as others wish them to be. This honesty extends beyond relationships, clashing with a society where politeness often trumps sincerity. The Sigma's refusal to bend his values makes him a polarizing figure, admired by those who crave truth, resented by those who resist it. In relationships, this means he won't indulge false narratives or tiptoe around tough topics, forcing others to face realities they might prefer to dodge. For some, this is a gift, sparking self-awareness and growth. For others, it's a threat, exposing the comfort zones they've built around avoidance. Ultimately, the Sigma's brutal honesty isn't about superiority, it's about living authentically, reflecting the discomfort and potential within us all. The tension between Sigma males and modern women isn't just personal, it's a clash of values, perspectives, and expectations. Sigma males embody independence, authenticity, and an unshakable commitment to their principles, a rarity in today's world. For those who get it, they're a source of inspiration, a model of self-ownership. For others, they're a mirror, reflecting uncomfortable truths about societal norms and personal insecurities. The dislike isn't about their actions alone, it's about the disruption they bring to a world that thrives on conformity and predictable roles. This disruption isn't loud or rebellious. It's a quiet defiance that makes Sigma males mysterious and misunderstood. But here's the kicker: the frustration they provoke might point to something deeper. Could their way of life be less about challenging others and more about inviting a rethink of our own beliefs about independence, relationships, and self-worth? If you've ever felt drawn to or irritated by a Sigma male, ask yourself, is it because they threaten your worldview or because they nudge you toward growth? Often, the traits we resist in others are the ones we need to embrace ourselves. Before you go, hit that subscribe button and join our community of deep thinkers. Tap the bell for more insights into Sigma males and Stoic wisdom. If this message resonates with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that will help you create the life you truly deserve.